loud enough? Okay, I'm not gonna use that. I appreciate you all coming this morning. I know you got some concerns, and I'm a one-stop shop here, y'all know that. You got the superintendent, and you got the ear of the principal, all at the same time. So, you all know how it works around here, it's worked that way for 10 years. I handle all the discipline in this building, okay? I don't have anybody that works with discipline in the building at all. Miss Wilson, that was here last year, in the last few years, she is no longer with us. She did help sometimes if I had an overflow of things that I had to work on. She sometimes would help, cut some things off before it had to get to me. This year, that doesn't happen. I take care of every single issue this year, comes straight to me and comes straight through me, okay? So issues that you got on your mind right now, things that happened last week, I think are your concerns, that all falls on me.
And yesterday too.
Sir?
Yesterday also, it's also concerns.
Yesterday as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
cause you're talking about the discipline thing, it all goes through you.
Yes, sir.
But I'm pretty sure this guy right here decided he wanted to talk about discipline. Yesterday in your little meeting.
We'll talk about it.
No, we'll talk about it now.
Sir,
That's what we'll
go
do.
ahead and lay some guidelines.
I'm gonna go ahead and lay some guidelines down real quick. That's my son is a honor roll student here, and he got to come on in here and listen to it yesterday.
Go ahead and call PD.
Call him, I don't care.
Get them down.
That's all
That's
right,
perfectly
I can
fine.
talk to.
That's perfectly
We're
fine.
gonna be respectful is what we're gonna be.
Well, my
Like
kid
you-
wasn't treated with
you're gonna
respect
act like a young
yesterday.
man.
My kid wasn't
Stop.
treated with respect
Stop.
yesterday.
Yes,
Shut
sir,
the
it
whole
was.
meeting down.
You think I care about that? Of course you will, because you're the head honcho.
Do you want us to talk or not?
Right here, your baby's right there, the baby's on top.
Use your head a minute and think
I
about
am
what
hundred
you're saying.
percent, have since last
No,
night.
you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah.
You're making a fool out of yourself.
Oh, I'm not a
These
fool at
people.
all, we wouldn't be sitting here.
Please stop.
The fool is
And let
the
me
one
talk.
running this.
I'll explain that if you'll give me a chance, will
Sir,
you?
sir, we're gonna give you every opportunity to talk, I
But you
promise.
have
Am I speaking to you?
You
It
have to
doesn't
do it
matter
in
if
a
you're
way.
speaking to me.
Corner.
I will direct you of what to say and do when you can, okay?
Yeah.
Freedom of speech.
Anytime that we are having a meeting, he was treating everybody with
Hey,
respect.
Oh, but you didn't treat my kids with respect yesterday.
Yes, sir, I did.
Threatening them with a paddle
Threatening
whistle.
them with corporal punishment.
Threatening them to throw them in with murders, drag them
Here's
out
what
the
we're
game.
gonna do.
Okay, listen.
Here's what we're
I
gonna
did
do.
not say that.
Yes,
Oh, of course you did, you're in a room with no
You're not
cameras.
gonna get anything done
Right.
here
I
today.
didn't say that.
Yes,
That's
you
not
did.
what-
Hey, Chris, I
You're
don't
not
know.
gonna get anything done today. Lynn.
Everybody just listen. I'm completely new to this school.
Go
I
ahead.
know nobody.
Hey, open the cafeteria.
Just calm down a minute, let him talk, and then let it be addressed. I'm aware of everything that happened last week, because my kid told me, and I called at the school on Wednesday to let them know. So everybody has concerns, we don't get answers until they talk, so just calm down, because there's kids in here.
I'll do it because you asked. You're another parent.
I'm gonna let Glenn go ahead and take care of that right now, and that way you don't have to worry about through the rest of this meeting, okay? Can I do
Let
that
them
for you?
finish talking, and then,
If you got any questions after that, let's do it respectfully. Let's do it just like we would if we was in a meeting somewhere else, okay? This is important. This is important stuff that everybody needs to hear. But we can't have this meeting. I'll shut it down, and we'll have to go back home, and you'll get your information off Facebook again, which is Facebook, okay? We call that Facebook around here.
I mean, in all honesty, we should have got the information from you guys to begin with.
Absolutely.
What we said yesterday.
Folks, what was posted on Facebook yesterday was entirely inaccurate. Okay, the person that posted that.
Stop. Let him talk.
No, sir, it didn't.
Let him talk.
What I'm simply talking about is the people that were reaccounting what happened, the incidents that did happen at school. Were there incidents at school? Yes. What was on Facebook was not true. Okay? What is true is that there was an incident. Just let me finish. Please stop interrupting, folks. You get all the opportunities that you want. Talk all you want to, I promise. Say whatever you want. Let us tell you what really happened, and then you go from there and make your own decision. There was a child, okay, there was a child that made a threat toward one other child. Okay?
You're using that in past tense. Is.
Pardon?
Is a child.
Let him talk.
Okay? Either way.
No,
Either
it's
way.
not either way. It wasn't.
please.
Guys, if you're just here for confrontation, you're in the wrong place. Okay? There was a child. It did happen, okay? Past tense, days ago. Made a threat toward one other child. Not all the children, Not every child in here, okay? And we dealt with it.
How?
Here's the trick. Here's the thing that I have to make you all understand. When it comes to juveniles, the information that we're allowed to give out by law, state law is very limited. Okay?
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, so I know that with the incident that happened on Thursday, that child was carried out at lunchtime. I know for a fact I saw him yesterday walking out of school. So does a half-day suspension suffice for a threat against a life whenever that child has a previous history of threats from last year?
Here's the problem. Here's the problem for us in a nutshell. Every one of you, unfortunately, know who we're talking about. And what that does is that handcuffs us in the amount of information that
I understand that.
we can give you, okay? Because that child deserves a protection just as much as yours do. The one thing that I want to stress to you all more than anything, the one thing that I want you to think about while you're sitting there and you're so agitated, what has happened to your children? What incident has happened to your children that has you so agitated? Has any of your children been hurt? Has any of your children been traumatized?
Yes. Mine was kicked out of here.
What I'm talking about is this incident.
Me too. Yes.
You simply asked us if our kids were
What you're
traumatized.
saying was, my kid was he traumatized by the event? For the fact of what I was saying earlier, yes. My kid was, for the simple fact he's an honor roll student here, has never been in trouble. I actually, no, let me speak. You said I could. So a few years ago, I actually had to come up here to the school because my kid was getting bullied. He got a tray smacked out of his hands right in the middle of the lunchroom, got back to the classroom and got 2 hands put around his throat and got an apology letter wrote to him. I didn't get notified, I didn't get nothing. So I instruct my kid, the next time one puts hands around your throat, you punch them right in the mouth. And then guess what happens to my kid when he does that though? He gets suspended for defending himself. But where my son got traumatized here is, like I said, he doesn't get in trouble. My son is awesome. But he got to come in here and listen about where he could go for doing something that he had no relevance to. That he had no questions in, that he had no dog in. With the same kids sitting in the room that had the threats made to them. So now that kid's not going to come forward when the next threat's made because they got to sit and listen of how they would like to have a paddle put across the back of them, how they would like to get drug out in handcuffs and threw him in murderers. I've been to prison. That's not somewhere you're going to tell my kid that he's going.
Well, let me
Let's just
explain
make
it
that
to
clear
you
quick.
because you all said that I said that. I did not.
Do you have
So
multiple
the
kids?
entire class is gonna lie about it?
Tell the adults.
Let me finish. I'll explain that to you. We brought all the 5th grade in here, and I'll tell you why. I'll get to you in a moment, I promise. We brought all the 5th grade in here because we had 2 problems. And I'll be honest with you. If you've got a daughter, she is completely uninvolved. You're on.
Yeah,
No,
you're
let me
wrong.
finish. Let me finish.
That girl was threatening.
No, sir, let me finish, and then you talk all you want to, okay?
Christ.
We'll never get through this if I don't. What I'm simply saying is your daughters have done nothing wrong. That's what I mean. Oh, no, sir. If you were here, you would know that we brought all the kids in, let me finish. And we explained to the girls especially, we are sorry that you have to hear this. Now I'm going to tell you why they heard it. Because we cannot have groups that are afraid.
You've got a bunch.
Yeah.
No, let me finish. You're interrupting again, sir. Let me finish. Let me finish. We cannot have kids that are afraid to say this happened. All right? What we were doing is we were encouraging them when they saw something wrong or they heard something wrong to come to us. We told all the girls, this is not you. We told all the kids that we're not involved. We are sorry you have to hear this, but you have to understand that when someone does something wrong, you must report it. Okay? What I explained to them was the criminality of threatening someone. If you make a threat towards someone, if you threaten to kill someone, if you threaten to stab someone, if you threaten to shoot someone, I explained the law.
The criminality hasn't happened yet, though, to those kids that
At
have.
no point, did I say that anybody was going to go to jail.
A
Then
group
what's
of
the
fifth
criminality of it
grade,
then?
Okay?
Can you explain to us real quick, fast, what you told them their criminality was?
you said
I
they would
told
be
them
placed
that
in
they could
juvie.
be charged and taken before a judge.
If there was a crime committed.
Okay?
So you didn't say that about you worked in the jail and 500-pound people and little kids.
I have
and-
never worked in a jail.
You didn't say that if you had a paddle, you would line all of them up and give them all
I
5
said,
cents?
what I simply said is if they were my kids, that I would paddle them.
Was any of them your kids? Was any of them your
Talking
kids?
about my own.
But what, did you have a kid in the auditorium when you made that
I don't have
statement?
any kids here.
Then why would you make the statement?
Huh?
Then why is that relevant to the situation at hand if you're talking about a kid you have? Do you have a kid that's old enough to get the butt whooped?
I've got 4 children.
How old are you?
30, 20,
None.
30, 27, 23, and 16.
None in school, right?
Absolutely.
16-year-old in school,
Got
correct?
one at Southwestern.
Okay, so how would you feel with the officer coming there and threatening them after another kid made a threat?
I did not threaten them. I explained to them my approach, my thoughts.
Okay, so now we're,
The kids felt like they were threatened because, one, anytime that we bring them in the auditorium, they know that it's a problem, because normally what we'd simply do is we would go to the classroom and address something. So they knew that it was bigger.
Why was all the kids instead of the initial?
The problem.
Let me
The
take-
problem.
Let me take it here. We're gonna be here all morning, guys. Let me take
Let's be here all morning.
We got all morning.
I'm already losing money, y'all on the
Here's,
clock.
here's the reason I had to bring everybody in, and I've done this before. Listen, guys, I've been doing this for 31 years. I've been doing it for 31 years, longer than some of y'all been alive. So I've done it. That's not your concern, sir. That's really not. Because I'm running the school,
in the school.
and I had a discipline issue to take care of. So I had to bring them all in, and the reason I brought them all in is because I switched the classes. You got this other-
Discriminating by sex?
So I had to have everybody in here, because one of the things that I had to tell my teachers, and they were sitting right over here, I said, these ladies aren't even able to teach because of what I got going on in the classroom. You all are focusing on one child.
No, we're focusing
no.
on all of
It's
them.
overall group.
Listen to me.
It's overall, all of us would be sitting here.
One child's behavior. I had to be talking to 4 or 5 boys, because listen to me, some of your all's boys,
Didn't listen to
Hey,
us.
also in
Why
on,
should we listen to you?
they play too many video games, is probably where this comes from, and they're using the words kill, stab, shoot, hurt. They're using those type of words in our school, in the classroom and out at recess. So I was talking to everybody about that, not the one issue that you're talking
Fire
about.
them at 9 and 4 or 5, why didn't you take care
Yeah.
of the situation?
Well, they don't know who they are.
When
Don't know who
they
they are.
You don't know
Go
who they
to
are.
the kids,
Not all
they
of
can
them,
tell
not all
you.
of them. We got a bunch of boys that when they get together.
So
they're
it's
saying
okay
that-
though to take the girls out of the way of the problem and put my son in the same
Yeah.
room with the kid that's making threats. That's
How
good.
is putting
That's
all,
fine.
if the
That
boys
issue
are the
was handled.
That's fine.
problem?
Okay,
Is
but
that fine? But I mean, but I'm sure a bunch of issues is handled.
Yeah.
School shootings happen all the time with one
And there's
one
no
kid.
metal
It ain't
detectors.
multiple kids, it's one kid.
Yeah.
Backpacks ain't been checked since
How do you
it's
know?
happened.
How do you know that?
Because I asked
Our
my son.
kids.
What do you mean? My son is a 5th grader.
Why would he know that?
Because he goes here. Why would he know?
Why
check
would
his
all
backpack?
generators be
And he is
checked?
a boy. He is in the classroom with a switch.
Can't do that in front of other kids.
Why?
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 By law.
By law.
I'm not
By
gonna go
law.
get your backpack.
By law, you can't search every 5th grader comes through here.
Make it
By law.
public,
Oh,
let
absolutely.
them be
Then why ain't it
known you're
happening?
searching.
You don't want me to search everybody.
Then why ain't it
Yes.
happening? Why ain't it happening? I would be
Search
perfectly
them
fine with
all.
my son being
Search
searched
mine.
if he's gonna get stuck in the classroom with the
That's
kid
not
that
what
made
it
the
sounds
threat.
like.
That's
Please
exactly
search
what
them
it
all.
is.
Child has been
That's
involved
exactly, it sounds
in
to
a
me like
threat.
stuff was said and now it's getting shoveled under,
Their
is what it sounds
backpack
like
is
to
being
me.
searched, okay? Anybody that's had an issue with what you're all talking about is being searched, but not in public, not in front of other kids. So I have taken care of that since this first day
Just like
back
the
to school
talk
this
wasn't
week.
made public, it was done
I'm
with
not
the
gonna tell
kids.
you, I'm not gonna tell you that.
It was
And
with
I'm
the
not
kids.
gonna
We
tell
didn't even get a
other kids
notify until yesterday about the whole entire event.
We had a 3-day weekend.
Okay, and Dojo is what? Dojo is what? Dojo is
It
what?
didn't happen till Thursday afternoon.
Dojo is what?
I had 10 people that I interviewed.
Why did we get a
Okay?
message yesterday though?
I can't tell you all those things. I had
You
8
can't
to
tell
10.
us why we got a
Listen to
message
me,
yesterday?
listen to me. We're not getting anywhere again if you don't let me talk.
Because you dance.
I had 8 to 10 people that I had to interview, and here's what happened. Over the incident that you all are talking about that happened on Thursday, I had about 7 different stories, okay, from folks that I got names from that might know. And another problem that day, we had 2 subs in that room. There was a sub in Miss Boggs' room, and there was a sub in Miss Wells' room. Another huge issue for a principal, you all know that. Now, so when I had to interview 8 to 10 people, bringing them in one at a time, I got so many different stories that I never got any hard evidence, hard facts, if you wanna call it that.
Well, then you need
Was
to
a
talk to
threat-
different
was a
kids
threat
because I've
made?
got the same story.
Yes, we probably know that somebody said something, but like I said a while ago, I had a kid last year that brought a pocket knife to school.
In threats to use it on a teacher.
It's the same.
He had a pocket knife in
It's
his
the same
pocket
one that we have the
because
issue
he
with
had
now.
it in there that night, and he
We
put on
can't
the
say
same.
that.
he put
I'm
on the
saying
same-
that, you don't have to
You
say
don't
that.
work for the school.
Our
You
kids
can.
know that.
Our
Because
kids
they
come
were
home and tell me
last
that.
week
You
in
didn't have to
trouble.
tell me.
Okay,
And
listen,
now you
okay,
put
I
all
just
the
wanna say
boys
something.
together.
Listen, Jimmy, you know me.
Miss Pam, yes, go
I
ahead.
went to church with your family.
Yes, ma'am, you did.
I've had a lot of respect for you.
Thank you.
I had a lot. Of respect.
I have too.
Listen,
I've
this
defended
is my child here, okay?
I understand.
All right. It's not the fact of what the child said or the threat that the child made. It's the way you handled it.
Exactly.
Or the way that you did not handle it.
That
okay?
one call
No, no, no,
last
no, no.
night would have been easier last week.
Now listen, no, listen. She came to you. Listen, she came to you, and my other
We got
daughter
something
was
we need to talk
there.
about here.
No, listen, my other daughter was there as a witness, and several people in this room was there and heard how you spoke to my child over a concern that she, no, listen, that she had. If you had handled this the proper way when the threat was made and put out a 1 call to the whole school and said a threat had been made, it has been handled, we are assuring everybody that every child in this school is safe, we wouldn't be here right now.
Yep.
And you didn't do that. But wait a minute. It's also a known fact, and I'm not going to say names, I'm not going to say anything. We've lost a lot of staff members and a lot of kids from this school because of your behavior.
Yes.
Something that I never thought that would come from Jimmy Dyehouse.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I didn't think that my grandson. And
I
do not agree that any school should allow one man to hold the position that you hold. You're not God, Jimmy.
No, ma'am, no, ma'am.
And you need
But
to
you
stop
act
acting
like
like
you are
it, and
in
somebody
this
needs to bring you down.
Until I ain't heaven, baby.
So why don't you tell them why you told me why you did
9
make the 1 phone
grandkids in
call?
this school, I have a
Because you said
concern.
everybody would be
And if
upset.
it would have been any other school that a threat was made, I don't care what kind of a threat, it would not have been handled like this,
It would have
Jimmy.
been- the school would have
You
been
brought
locked
this
down.
on yourself.
I love
The school
this
would have
school.
went locked down.
I
all
have
love this
always
school.
loved.
We just don't love you.
Okay,
You all have
so
to
a
understand.
Snapchat picture from an unknown address can get sent to Lincoln County, can get sent to Garrett County, can get sent to multiple schools, stating that something was gonna happen, and what did the school do?
Let me tell
Did
you
it
the
lock
difference.
down?
Let me
Did
tell you
it,
the
did it
difference.
lock down?
Let me tell you the
Did
difference.
it lock down? There's no difference in life whether it's a 5th grader or whether it's
Let
a
me talk,
9th
please.
grader.
No,
There's
wait a
no
minute, wait a
difference.
minute.
I've been doing this for 32 years, okay?
That's fine.
The difference is with a Snapchat threat, you do not know who the offender
He
is.
just said he didn't know
You do not know
who all the offenders
No,
was.
the other
No,
four was talking.
we know who made the threats.
And it
The
wasn't
problem-
handled.
no, let me finish. It was handled. The problem that we had is that we had kids that were using abrasive language towards each other, not necessarily threats, but they were cussing a lot, agitating each other, and causing these situations. That's the reason we spoke to everybody. We had a lot of boys that were cursing at each other and things like that. And you know as well as I do, being a country kid,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've known you
when
for a long
somebody
time.
comes out onto the playground or something and there's a little, let's say it starts over a ball. Just something simple. You've got the ball, I want the ball, but I look at you and I call you a bad name. It escalates more, then maybe we shove each other, and the next thing you know, one of them looks at the other one and says, I'm gonna kill you.
No, mine swings.
I understand, but what I'm simply
But that can
saying
happen,
is,
what he's saying happens a lot, and we have to.
what we're
I have
trying to do,
use
what
some
we're trying to do
judgment. I have
is
to
get
use
these
judgment.
Well,
kids
but-
not to use that abrasive language,
Yes,
not
but you
to
don't
have
pull them
that
in here and
initial
use an
conflict.
event where there was an actual threat made as an event to
Against the
say,
like,
let's change
from
what
credible.
you use at playground on your language. I'm sorry, but if you hear a kid use language anyways, they should be pulled out and suspended on the spot.
Let me speak, because this is my child that was threatened.
There we go, thank you.
Okay?
One of the
My
children.
child,
One of the children.
Actually, two of my children were threatened, both fifth graders at this school.
And a girl. A girl
I'm
was
just
threatened to be
pissed off
raped.
because you guys did not call me, especially you, Glenn. No, listen, I don't wanna hear your mouth right now, okay? Because let me tell you, I have coached with you, I have had respect for you, I've lost all that for you.
That's fine.
If my kid's out there cussing, how do you guys know that, but you can't take care of that, and you can't call me when my kid's being threatened? My kid cried, begged me not to come to school because he's afraid this kid's gonna slit his throat in the middle of the bathroom.
So it wasn't just against girls, it was against boys, but yet my son,
Yep.
because he's a different gender, is now not being protected.
Yep, they're all in the same class.
And I have stood up for this school, I have stood in court to get my children here. Because this school, since I was in school, going into high school, and the kids coming from this school was immaculate. I have fought in court for my children to go here. But the fact that you're telling me, because my child, and me of all people, my other child, trust me, they have anger issues, and I've been sitting in your office specifically because my child can't keep his mouth shut. So I understand this child might be going through stuff. This child might need therapy, and this child might be getting beat every night at home, and we don't know. And I feel bad for this child, I truly do.
But he needs help.
But just because of that, and
he's
I
not
commend you
getting
for checking their backpack, because that was something I was gonna suggest. Do I think it should be in front of other people? No, because I wouldn't want my child in that situation. But the fact that my child is going to be in the same classroom just because he is a boy, and there was threats made against boys. That was my question, was there threats made against boys, or was it just
Folks,
the
let me
females?
speak for just a second.
Hang on, let us finish speaking. I have always loved this school. I love Jace's teachers. Jace is an honor roll student. I've never had a phone call. In all of his years here, I have never had a phone call. I get told that my child is very respectful. How can you all justify that? My problem is not with this school. My problem is with you two. I love Jace's teachers. Jace's teachers have fought for him. They have helped him in more ways than one. You two are the problem. You two need to go.
Yes.
You two.
Ma'am, I need to, let me answer you, because I respect you a lot. I want to respect
Well,
you.
I also want to
and what
say
you-
something.
I've
Jimmy.
stood up.
My grandson is afraid to come to this school now. I had 5 children that was raised and graduated from
You
this
talking about
school.
Boone?
Yes, and I have 8 more kids in this school, Jimmy.
So let me ask you real quick, how
Boone
come you
hugged
could
me
state
more
his
than
name
3
in
times.
class, but you couldn't
But
state
he's
the
afraid
kid's
to
name?
come to you now.
Why are you stating children's
Because of this
names in here?
meeting.
Why did you just state that kid's name, but you couldn't state the other kid's name?
Because of what you all done and brought them
That
in
doesn't
here.
matter.
Put all the boys in one class,
Yeah,
all
but
the
no,
girls in
no.
another
You
class.
done wrong, and I didn't get mad.
Absolutely not.
You speak to his mother whenever
Yes.
she addressed a
We
concern.
can refer to a
Wait a
child
minute, wait a minute.
that's
He
not.
What about school policy?
Hold up. Okay, let him address what I
School
said.
policy and law is
Let him
different.
address what I said. What is it?
I agree.
Everything that I do,
I agree.
every mistake, every decision I make,
Mistake sounded better.
I can make mistakes, okay?
Granted,
So
yeah,
what-
you've made a lot.
So,
Yes, Jimmy, you have. You've made a lot of mistakes,
ma'am,
starting
listen
with
to me,
this.
listen to me. When I came to you all, we had 385 kids in this school.
Probably have a lot less now.
385.
And we're losing them every
No,
day.
ma'am, we got 527.
And that's the problem.
That's what you
That's the
had.
problem.
So we
My
got
my
5
daughter's had a
years.
first-year teacher every year she's been here.
And
Because
without,
you
listen,
took on so many kids that you can't staff
I
everybody.
respect that. I
You know what I
respect
mean?
that.
And I see
But
that
that's
as
how
kind of
we-
a problem. This is hometown
without
science.
kids, you
Brother,
don't
that's
have
how
money.
we-
Without
but
the
that's
money,
how
we
we
don't
stay
have
alive.
our community
But
school.
that's how we stay alive.
That my kids was allowed to come here, and I'm not taking up for him, I'm not taking up for nobody.
I love this school.
I called the school on Wednesday after my child's stepmother called me and said that something had happened. Unfortunately, my child is in a split home. So, with that being said, stepmom did not relay to me that Officer Bland had already came in there. But as a parent, as hearing something like that, I felt I'm not going to be responsible for another child getting hurt, another adult getting hurt, or whatever. So I done what I felt was necessary, and I called the school, and they referred it to him. My child also got called into the office on Thursday. Now, when everybody was talking about it, I was aware of it. I was not going to come until one call got put out. Could have it been handled differently? He said it, yes. My child was pulled into the office on Thursday to be questioned because a student sat at his table. My child was worried because he hears of stuff happening at schools, people getting shot and killed, and my child was worried. But with that being said, I do know Jimmy. coached my sister. He was her teacher. I'm from Pratt Orchard, so I do know him. And I was not concerned when my child said, "Mom, I don't feel safe." I said, and you all I might get hate for this, and I'm not taking up for him, but I said, I'm not worried about your safety because
That's crazy.
he does
I'll
not
tell
put
you
up
right
with
now,
it.
parent to
He
parent,
told
that's
me
crazy.
to my face in front of my son, these were not issues I needed to be concerned about. That they were not credible threats in front of my children.
Why nobody called?
And I'm not taking up for him.
No,
I
my
have two
question
children
is-
here as
He
well.
sat there and said, "I'm gonna kill you."
Yeah.
Why?
And you're
didn't
okay
I
with your
get
children
called?
walking the same halls?
We never had.
Going to the
anything
same bathroom?
of what you're saying. I had
You
somebody.
wanna go get them out of class?
If there was somebody
Cause she
that
sat in
had
your
a
office
knife or
and she said she
They
was
did
scared.
last year.
Last year,
The same child.
the same child who's making the threats right now.
And he's still walking the halls with my
I'm
child.
not taking up for him. I have a daughter who is in 2nd grade and I have a son who's in 5th grade. My son is involved in this because he has gotten pulled into the office questioned.
Well,
I did not get a phone
we
call.
should have been pulled in the office
And
and talked to.
I said, yes, it could have been handled differently. We
100%.
could have got a one phone call and then none of this would be
But
escalated.
he said, he told me on the phone, he didn't make a one phone call because it would upset
I'll kill someone in this
parents.
room, what would happen? I would go in handcuffs and I'd be pulled out, correct?
But you can't.
Yes or
make-
no? Yes
but you
or no?
can't
Yes
make-
or no?
You're a grown man.
I'm a grown man, okay?
When I
But
got-
is my life more valuable than a kid's life?
But when I got
Then it should be
kids
handled in the
that
same
use those
situation.
words daily, I
That's-
have to use some judgment and I have to listen to the whole
Then
story.
it sounds like you haven't been punishing daily then.
If I punish-
My kid doesn't cuss.
If I
My
punished
kid doesn't
every-
cuss at home.
If I punished
He do-
everything that you're talking about, we would never have school. That's your job.
That is your job. That is his job.
No, I would never have class.
Do they pull people over for a
I'd
dead
be
cat?
disrupting a whole lot more than what you said.
Hey,
I got a lady right
Hold on just a second, everybody. They're trying to talk to you. In another county, I was on the school board. This is the way it happens all the time. So what you need to do, start over here, you get on the clock. If you want to talk, you get 2 minutes, go down the line. You don't sit here and bicker back and forth.
Let me
It's
say
doing nobody
something
any
right
good.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Let me
you.
say something right, what you guys are getting confused in some aspects is the difference between school discipline and crime, okay?
Then why was it brought
It's
to the kids?
crime.
Let him talk.
Let me speak, sir.
Let him
speak.
talk.
When we talk to these kids, Mr. Dyehouse takes the lead when we don't know whether a crime has been committed or not. All right? A lot of times I sit in and listen to determine whether there has been a crime. Okay? When it comes to day-to-day discipline, I do not participate in that. Now, what I do on occasion, just like I did when I went to their classroom, when I feel like there is a crime being committed, I go in there and I make the kids aware that it is a crime and that they don't need to be doing it. Okay, now as far as the protection of this school, I can tell you all, I come here every day. I get here between 15 minutes after 6 and 6:30. No other SRO in this county does that. The rest of them show up at 7:30 when the kids are getting out of the car. I walk this whole building. I check all the doors. I check all the windows. I make sure that this school is secure before your kids get in there.
Not when the threat is inside the school.
Let me finish. And what I want you to understand is I do that because I think it's the right thing to do. I don't start getting paid till 7:30. But I come up here to make sure that your kids have a safe building. I can tell you this as well. I walk a minimum of 5 miles a day here, checking doors, making sure that I am seen in this building. No other SRO in this county does that.
I got an SRO that's got an office, and I need to be renting it out, making money because he's never in there. He does what he said. When he said it,
We
he's
don't care
always
about
on
what
the
you're
street.
making money
He's
with.
making sure that he's keeping your baby safe. That's what
I
he's
love
saying.
all your kids, and I will not, if I could prevent it all.
You kicked my grandson out, okay? Let's just get to me here.
Is that why you're here,
I'm
man?
no, I'm here for all's going on right
Do you
here.
have any kids here now? She got one in 5th grade.
Yeah.
This lady back here's had her hand up a long time. Man, what you going
Why don't you listen while other people talk? You tell us to shut up and listen.
Would never tell you to shut up.
Well, you basically do.
You told my grandson to shut up.
I did
Now,
what?
will you shut up and let me talk a
Yes,
minute?
ma'am, go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
At the last of last year, my grandson come to you and he told you that his friends was being bullied and he has been bullied. This is what all this is about too, is bullying in schools. And we know what happens when there's being bullied. Kids are being bullied, guns come out, kids start threatening stuff. But he took up for a few of his friends, and you got onto him big time. You got into his face and screamed in there, because he told me. He cried, and he said, Mimi, he said, I tried to tell him, but he wouldn't listen. He just told me to shut up. That's what you done to my grandson. You also expelled him for 3 days. You expelled him for 3 days, and this,
we're not playing English teachers in here.
This here is, this child here, you expelled, I heard, 1 day. But anyway, or whatever, but three days, and then you went and kicked my great-grandson out of this school. My mother went to this school. My mother, it's a family tradition. My mother, me, his Mimi, his papa, my whole family, my kids went to this school, and you're the only one that's ever kicked one of them out. You didn't listen, and my point here is, why should we listen to you? Because you don't listen. You didn't protect my grandchild.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now he's at another school.
Sure as hell don't take things seriously enough.
I understand this, but how are you guaranteeing our children's safety at this?
That's a good question. That's the best question I've heard today. There's no way, you all know me. Safety is my number one thing.
Shit.
When I get up in the morning, the one thing that I have on my mind is making sure that this place is safe, just like, so what you're saying is a guarantee. If I could do that, I'd be giving advice to every school in the nation. There's no way that I can guarantee you that bad stuff's not gonna happen in our school. What I can do is promise you that me and Officer Glenn will do everything in our power to make sure that any credible threats are dealt with on the daily. And I felt like that, listen to me folks, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize to you now. If you, in your heart of hearts, if you feel like that I handled this thing wrong, I'm a big enough man to tell you that I'm sorry. And ma'am, I'm gonna tell you something right here in front of everybody. That got to me the other night when I was right in the middle of Fall Festival. I was trying to get to the live auction, and I'm gonna apologize to you with my heart this morning and tell you that I'm sorry if I came across as mad. I tried to whisper, I tried to keep it just between me and you. That's why I tried to stay close to you, but I did not mean to offend you in any way, and God knows.
You dismissed me and told
I'm
me
sorry.
I had no right to be concerned for the safety
Because
of my child in front of my
I
kid.
didn't
And
mean
he
that.
heard you.
What I meant was I had already taken care of it.
But he heard you tell me that I had no right, and now he doesn't want to come back to the school.
Will you meet with me and him? I'd love to just me and you and him, and let me talk, and husband, let's talk about that, because I don't, Boone's he's my buddy.
And
You
he's
already
always
know that.
respected
And he
you.
always had. I don't wanna lose that, for God's sakes, I wouldn't wanna lose that. I don't wanna lose the respect that you have. So I'm gonna tell you that I'm sorry, and I do not always make the right decision. I'm hard-headed sometimes I'm loud, sometimes if somebody raises their voice with me, Tyrone, what do?
You disrespected me on the phone last night.
And you did me?
Exactly, because you did me first.
We're not
Listen,
kids.
I
We're not
expressed
kids.
my concern
You did.
on this,
You
and I
did.
asked why you didn't make a one phone call. What'd you tell me?
You as a
said because if
professional,
you did, parents would be
disrespecting a
upset,
or
and they would be
disrespecting
scared,
a
and I
parent.
told you.
Panic.
Or panic, whatever, my bad, I got the word
The
wrong.
panic
But
that
the
our
panic
kids
comes
were
from because
home is
you
a lot
didn't
worse.
call.
But you all know what can happen if I send that one call to all 8 grades.
That one call last week would have went a lot better than that one last
And it's about an
night.
isolated incident. I can cause more problems with that. So
You
I
cause
thought
more
that I was
problems by
handling-
not calling.
I thought that I was handling it the right way by just taking care of it in-house.
You're trying to
Now, here's the thing that's
minimize
happened
your
too
ass
with
being
this
burnt.
same deal. My teachers had tried to take care of these problems, and I think that some of the reports and some of the comments that a threat had been made never even got to me. So I had a breakdown somewhere between my teachers and myself. And I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not gonna happen again. And I told them the other day, one reason that I split these kids up is because now I can go to that classroom, they're gonna text me. if they've got any issue whatsoever with behavior, they're not gonna quit teaching, they're not gonna step out in the hall with that child. Myself or Glenn are gonna walk to that door, open the door, and I'm taking that child out.
If the child does it in class.
That's all I've got to go with. I'm trying to keep your kids safe today.
So why
In
did,
the morning when I get here, I'll do the same thing.
why did we discriminate by sex?
The boys too. My son told me that the girls in here.
Sir, what he's trying to do is not punish the girls.
But all the boys didn't have an issue with it either, and they're being
There's been
punished.
like 3 or 4 kids. Why is my boy being
That the
punished?
girls were not the problem.
If you go to the Board of Education page, and at the bottom, it says, this school does not discriminate by sex. And that's exactly what is being happened.
Reported.
That is exactly what, you know it's being happened.
When it comes
If you split them up by sex, that's discrimination.
when it comes to school policy, I don't have anything to do with it.
It doesn't matter, he does.
I know.
They don't handle situations at all.
Something else I want you all to understand, and I'm not making excuses, I'm just telling you facts.
Plenty of them.
I'm just here today because my son was threatened. And I'm a grown man, someone threatened my kid, I'll bring a paddle and hand it to you and say,
I'll be here too. What we had was all this went down, and we didn't know that there was a problem, right? Until a sub come and told us.
Listen up here. I have a good question right here.
And I was not notified at all. I found about it on Facebook,
But your kid's not in here.
but she's right next door.
Okay, and that's what they're saying. They wanted the one call to go out to everybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But like now you have parents panicking.
That I figured out about this whole school.
What they have about
The communication in
I mean,
this
maybe
school
we
is
explained
terrible.
it some,
The
but.
teachers don't communicate with the parents.
Yep.
The administration don't communicate with the parents, nothing. We are told everything through our children, that's it. There's no communication at all. Like if my kid gets in trouble, I don't know about it until he gets home. The teacher don't tell me. Nobody tells me until he gets home. What kind of crap is that? That's ridiculous.
If it's a situation I think it needs to be.
And you know better.
brought to you, you know I'll call you. You know.
Yeah, but I want to be called anytime,
Every
anything
time.
like that happens. It don't matter if it's a
Please.
little incident, big incident, nothing. If it's a educational
We
problem.
would prefer
Everybody
you call
does.
us.
Big things, little things, everything in between.
Yes.
Why would we not want to know what's going on with our children
I can do
here?
that, I can do that. And like I'm telling you, I don't do everything right, and I'm still learning.
After 30 years, you're still learning?
Absolutely I am, and so are you. Listen up just a minute here.
Can I talk for just a second? As a mom,
Yes, ma'am.
who currently has a child, sorry, my voice is gone. My child is currently suspended, sorry, let me say the right word. And he is suspended, I can give you a list, but I won't go into it. He's got ADHD, he drew on his face. I get a phone call for that, because he drew on his face. I get a phone call, he's suspended he got sent home Friday, and then he's not here today, and he's not here tomorrow. Just talking to Mr. Dyehouse, we kept him out the rest of the week due to his medicine, whatever, get him lined out. Okay, I get a phone call from you because my child is disrupting class. But my child, who says that he's gonna kill a little girl, in the middle of class, texts me on his way home and says to me, Mom, I'm in trouble. I told a little girl I was gonna kill her. Did he mean it? No. He's been saying this left and right. Oh, I'm gonna kill you. I'm Mason, we can't say that. He goes into repetitive. He'll do this. He clicks, he claps, just different stuff. He's gonna address it home. Don't say that, don't say that. Did I get a call that my child had threatened and child that he was gonna kill her? No. What did I get a call about? My child drawing on his face and being disruptive to class. The only time that you spoke to me that he had even said that, and I hadn't even heard from you about that, I just heard from Mason that he had said that he was gonna kill somebody. That when I talked to you that day after coming to have to pick my child up, where are we more concerned with drawing? Yes, as a parent, and you even said it. Would I be mad? My daughter was also threatened. Not only was she threatened that this little boy was gonna kill her, she was also threatened that he was gonna rape her. Had it not been for her little friend, she would have gotten kicked by her child. I am a mom. It bothers me that they're afraid. I know the kids are going to say, I don't know. But as a mom, I am more concerned about my child telling another kid that he is going to kill them than drawing his face.
That's what
He
I've
has
done,
ADHD.
and that's what I've was trying to make them understand that word is thrown around so much.
Yeah, but you're not dealing with it.
Yeah.
It's not being.
And we
When do we
didn't
take it
know
serious?
about it till Thursday.
That's something we don't
Then
even.
deal with it Thursday.
We didn't know about it until
The kids are
yesterday.
back at school on Monday when there was no school on Friday, so what was
I'm talking
done?
about from,
Let's let this man speak real quick, he's been waiting real patient.
15 minutes ago, when you set up there, you pulled 10 kids and talked to them.
Eight or 10.
And you couldn't decipher between those 8 or 10 kids, the true story of what happened. Yet you expect our children to come home from school dealing with all that they deal with and relay the message to the parents.
Just about our meeting.
Yeah.
Just about our meeting.
About everything.
So that dojo was read wrong then, what that dojo should have said was Mr. Dyehouse dealt with this, and now he's taking care
But
of
you
it.
didn't make the
Handled it by doing the boys and girls,
It came directly
and the
from
kids
him.
can come home and tell you what. they
No,
need.
he put a teacher that wasn't even here, that was clueless, and made her feel the wrath of everything. It's him making the post himself.
It's gonna get twisted up by the time it gets up.
No, it is absolutely not those teachers.
What you have now is a complete disaster.
Yep.
When it's simple, it should have been come from you.
Yep. I agree.
But instead, you put the teacher that was not
Here's
here
what
last week.
look, you can be mad all you want, you can beat me up on Facebook, that's fine.
I made it public on Facebook.
I can take care of that. But let me tell you this, I'll go ahead and tell you now. Anything else that happens from here on out, you'll get a call. If
I
it's a one
posted
call,
it on
because I can do
Facebook.
just fifth grade, like I did yesterday, it don't have to go to the whole school if it don't need to. Is
It
that
didn't need
okay?
to, it needed attention.
I pray to God it don't.
You have to answer her question when she asked you what you were gonna do about it.
About keeping them safe, like
I've
you
already
put,
handled it. I can't go back and punish again on something that,
you can fix what's being
So
done
what
now.
steps going forward are being taken?
When our boys are the ones in
Can I
class.
say something right quick?
How you were going to tell us, how close you're gonna be safe to school. I understand that you can't guarantee it. How are you gonna do it to the best of your ability to keep our kids safe? The only thing you've done now is split classrooms. You disrupted class.
You put the boys with the problem,
the
apparently.
problems that we have at recess, I'm sending one teacher out for recess for fifth grade.
How many kids you got in fifth grade?
40,
You got
45.
one adult supervisor.
But there'll be somebody.
If they're not on their phone.
Don't get recess, is what I'm talking about. Both of them.
They're always on their
both
phone at
classes
recess,
are
okay.
fine and ready to go to recess, both teachers will go out. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna keep a detention room, and those kids that have misbehaved, said I'm gonna, hurt you, cuss and those kind of things, they're gonna be in the classroom working, getting extra homework done and things like that. So, absolutely, yes, I will. I'll let you know if, is my dojo okay from that teacher? You'd rather have a phone call from me?
From you, not teachers that weren't here.
Here's the thing, that's not a write-up, that's not a write-up.
I think one thing you should do, you said you were head of discipline and every other thing, so there's a lot that falls on your shoulders.
Goes no higher than you, right?
Specifically for
That's
discipline.
right.
You need to hire someone, because what's happening is you're getting all this stuff fed into you, you've got all this on your shoulders. You need a separate person for discipline.
We need
Well, we had
someone
Kelly Wilson,
above
but she's
you
not here no
that
more.
we can take our problems to about you. We need somebody that we can go to.
That's why Mr.
That's a Board of
Thank you for
Education.
coming
That's
in.
what he said at the first of the year. If we have a problem with the principal, go to the Board of Education, get them out of here. That's what we're
Yesterday,
doing.
during pickup, I asked you, I tried to call you, you was not available for a phone call. So yesterday, during pickup, I asked you, can you please tell me what's going on in fifth grade? I know there was threats last week, I thought that was handled. As far as I knew, it had been, the kids hadn't came out of school yet. So, I was like, can you please enlighten me a little? You told me that the main problem was these kids are coming home and exaggerating what is happening at school. How was that exaggerating when we was told to rely on the kids?
Let me finish. What was posted on Facebook was that someone had threatened every fifth grader.
When we're told to rely on our kids, that's what happens.
I asked 4 fifth graders on FaceTime last time. They threatened to kill everybody, they threatened to kill those teachers.
And to get them down in the bathroom, and to get them down in the
Let me
bathroom.
finish.
So honestly, you don't need to talk to the kids. Not us.
Absolutely. I agree with the lady
There was
up
no,
there.
there was no specific story because you was talking to kids, correct? But now you're telling our kids to come home and tell us a
Yeah,
different story.
but they're exaggerating the problem. You said they was exaggerating the problem, but that's who we're being told to communicate with. So how, make that make sense?
I didn't say that.
You told me that.
No, I did not tell the kids to go home and communicate. with
You,
them.
but we're not able to communicate with him because he's conveniently never available for a phone call.
It doesn't matter
But
who
we're
said
being
it.
told to communicate
Somebody,
with
he
kids.
literally just
You
said he told the
The
kids.
problem was the kids are exaggerating what's happening. Then communicate. Where's the transparency?
And I will say, when I heard that, I was.
Where is the transparency?
Because
Please.
I did call the school on Wednesday to inform them of what my child came home and said. Now, it was not my child's fault because his stepmother did not tell me that she wanted him in the room. So whenever I heard that you said that, and like I said,
That is what was
but I was very frustrated
A group
because.
of sixth
When one
graders.
child threatens another child, that does not mean they're threatening the whole school.
And I will
think we
say,
can agree
I've
with
heard
that.
different things. That is what
A
my
threat's
child
a
came home
threat.
and told me. That one.
The whole entire school is
Separate the ones that are
involved.
the problem and deal with those, not put our kids in class with the problem.
Hey guys, I've been trying to say something for a little bit. Let me explain something to you, okay? And I'm not trying to make excuses, I'm just telling you a fact.
Yeah.
Our head custodian was out. Mr. Dyehouse and I were trying to set up Fall Festival. Okay, we were tarping the floor, we were setting up tables, we were setting up chairs, we were bringing in coolers, we were doing all that stuff. It was all hands on deck. And I'll just be 100% honest with you. Things were crazy hectic.
But safety should come before Fall Festival.
Exactly.
And safety was.
You know what I mean?
We had a lot of people, let me finish, we had a lot of
Money and
people
publicity.
posted
Their image.
that the necessary agencies had not been contacted. That's not true. We had a lot of people posting that, the children in question needed to see professionals, assuming that they had not. Anytime something like this happens, we follow all of the proper channels, I can promise you that.
Do you?
Half a day suspension.
My child said that.
Pardon?
My child who threatened to kill somebody, I guess it was last week, has everybody been
The
notified of that?
agency that services this area is aware of it, yes.
He knows.
Yes,
So why wasn't I called when he said that? Why wasn't that?
I wasn't called.
But when he's drawing on his face, I'm called. Like,
Ma'am,
do we
ma'am,
see
the
the
only thing I
problem
could
here?
tell you-
We're not taking that threat seriously, and he doesn't get suspended for that. I mean, that's a problem. As a mom, that's insane that he said that and there was not a big deal about it.
Did you and I talk about that?
You're
You and I
confused.
talked about it for half a second when I walked out of this hallway.
You're never available to talk to anybody.
The 3-second meeting was over, then you asked me if I knew about it. I was never called and told that he said that. I, as a mom, am concerned. I have a child who said something like that. I know that Mason saying that, he didn't mean that. But when do we take it seriously? And why is there not a bigger deal being made about him threatening to kill a child than him drawing on his face or disrupting a class?
Yep.
That is a
That's the mom
That's the
asking for
problem.
help for her child.
Well, because at the end of the day,
That's
as a
pathetic on
parent,
your
we
all's
can't
part.
discipline our child unless we know what's going on.
I didn't know.
You don't remember?
Let's forget and make it what you did. Kill somebody and brought to school because he's threatened to kill somebody, but yet at the same time, let's suspend him for 2 days for drawing on his face. That's not okay.
You and I probably need to talk after this meeting, that way.
Now you wanna talk,
Now you
right?
wanna talk?
Now.
Are you afraid it's gonna be recorded?
Perfect time.
Shit all over his face, he's
No,
guilty.
Yeah.
What should have been done, I should have been called.
Yep.
I can say a lot of things too, but
We're
it's all
not
been
saying
here
you're
today,
evil,
that he has done to
So
him.
you think they should
He's
be
done
called
to
you?
him.
At that point, it is a, discipline issue. If your child is not charged, it is a discipline issue, and I'll tell you, I don't care to tell you a bit, I will do everything possible.
So at what point gets the charge? Him bring the knife and stab the kid?
No,
At what point, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, at what point, it's just a
When it's too
disciplinary
late.
issue until a knife's pulled out.
How would
Then
you
it's a
all
felony.
know that there is a knife brought whenever there is no metal detectors in this building?
Ma'am, man, that.
You walk in a perimeter.
You all make enough money in this school to put metal
That fall
detectors.
festival throughout
There's
multiple
no way.
fundraisers,
This
you
school
could
is
have
nothing
a
but
metal
money.
detector easily. Just there's one entrance and one exit. It just requires
I
one.
don't make the financial decisions here. You know?
I ain't saying you
Sorry,
did. I'm
but we
speaking
need
loud
it,
enough
honey.
that he can hear it as well.
I don't know the financial.
I mean, it's needed.
No.
Last year, I know there was threats, and this year, I know there was threats.
How
Our
much
problem
did that
is
add-on
never
over
with
there
these
cost?
teachers. Our problem was with the administration.
More than a metal detector, I bet you. Why are you smiling?
Because he don't care.
Exactly what you're saying.
Exactly.
You keep bringing it up that there was one child, maybe two children. But what you're not understanding is we all have children, okay? Just because the threat is made to one doesn't mean that something crazy it happens every day.
Exactly.
Numerous kids, teachers, staff.
Oh, they threatened
are
everybody.
involved, okay? It's not one child has made one threat to one child.
So you're concerned about the overall safety?
Everybody is.
You know I got two grandbabies here, you know I got two.
And you should be more concerned then.
Let me explain this to you, and I
But
can.
we got a very safe school, we really do, we've got a very safe school.
I know exactly what you feel, and you all may not believe this, but I'm gonna tell you this straight up. I love these kids. I had a really bad attitude when I come here. I don't care to tell you, I was down on people. And your kids have turned me around. They've helped me find myself again. And I love them for that, and I do everything that I can to take care of them. Here's the problem. Let's say someone threatens someone in Somerset. I can't shut down Somerset. Look, you understand what I'm saying? But
You can shut down the threat.
Since we're going on just circumstances, say somebody calls the police department, and makes a threat on one of your officers, one of the officers.
What's the first thing he has to do?
Is the whole deal not involved at that point? Like, you all need to do this?
Wait, sir, that happened more than you could ever imagine.
I'm saying, okay, regardless of that happening, what happened to
What you do is you start the investigation and you determine if the threat is viable.
That's what I have to do.
But the mother's sitting here stating that at
She
what
needs
point-
help.
That's a different
Oh, okay,
situation.
well, okay, sorry.
It's
Sorry.
already
And, well, then, you know what I mean, they're saying that, you know, at what point is it gonna be viable? You know what I mean, that's what we're trying to dictate, you know, there's a fine line between breathing and laying in a grave.
Let me ask you all a
You know what I mean?
question.
You can't change it back. I can't write a kid up after he stands.
It makes me
You know
wonder,
what I mean, like.
how many children make these threats and nobody does anything about it until they come in with guns? They've already made the threats
never
multiple
happened here.
times. I didn't say it happened here.
It
It hasn't happened
We
here
pray to
yet.
God, we pray to God it never happens.
And I pray to God it never happens too.
Yeah.
But
So
until
we're
that
gonna keep
threat
it-
is
we're gonna
dealt
keep it as
with,
safe as we can. Let me ask you all
suppose he's
this.
already made 2 threats.
Do you take your kids to church? Do you
Yeah.
take your children to Walmart?
Absolutely, and I
How about-
carry everywhere
how
I
about
go.
McDonald's? And most of you don't go anywhere without a handgun. I know that, okay? And you're talking to somebody that knows that, and I'm the same way. But there's no way when you go, I'm in church security at Travelers Baptist Church. There's no way that you can guarantee me, if my child comes and stays all night with your child, and they go to church that next day on Sunday, I would never ask, Pam, I couldn't ask you, can you guarantee my boy's gonna be safe at church with you all? How can you guarantee that somebody's not?
But you're talking
Well,
about threats you don't know about.
But yeah, you're talking about threats you don't know about.
Between the situation, there was a kid said they would do it, and your church, they just show up.
Now, if
If
your
they
child,
stated it, then the church wouldn't be there, correct? If someone said, I'll come to church this morning and kill everybody there, would you have church?
Shut church down.
Shut church down, then why wasn't school shut down? Why wasn't we called? Why wasn't we notified? You know what I mean? That's the,
Credible, viable threats. I had to
then
go.
why would they be shut down without a viable, credible threat?
That's easier because
It's
if there's no
easy
church.
because it's adults in church Jesus to take care of. These are kids.
Yes, sir.
Innocent kids.
Yes, sir.
Pure innocent.
they lose
Can
money
I-
if they
can I
shut down.
explain that just a little bit?
Yeah, we can walk outside and explain it.
No, sir. What we have is to determine whether it's viable. Okay?
Did you all interview the kids? That's what I'm wondering.
Absolutely.
Because I can pinpoint 3 kids already that was threatened to be killed and raped. And their parents are in this
Just
room.
let
That's
me-
3. It's
just
not
let me
against one
finish,
kid.
Okay?
And more testimonies.
There's more.
What we determined was that it wasn't viable. Now, what happened after that?
outside of your
What
control.
gives you the right to make it say it's viable, though? I mean, us as parents say that whether or not it should be viable if our kids are the ones going here.
We should be kept in the loop. We shouldn't have to find out from our fifth grade.
That is an administrative issue. What I simply was trying to determine was whether this could happen or not. And I can tell you why I knew it couldn't happen that day. Okay? Because we had the kid, he was in our control, we searched to make sure that he had no weapons. We were 100% certain that he did not have the ability to do anything that day. And we kept him under our control for the remainder of the period of time that he was here.
But he was back to school yesterday.
Was he checked the next day he was coming back?
We have checked to make sure that there was no viable threat every day.
Is he gonna be searched for the rest of the year?
Until it's deemed not to be necessary, ma'am.
But it wasn't viable.
So how is, if the problem is with 3 or 4 kids, how is putting all the boys in the same class gonna help?
It's much better than cure, correct? That's the reason I
Well,
went
then
and
why
talked-
wasn't we called? That's prevention.
Let me finish. That's the reason I went and talked to your kids and told them that this behavior.
Talk to us.
We should have had this meeting when our kids were lunatics last week.
I don't have the authority to do that.
But you held a meeting today.
But you can still speak your mind and say, hey, listen, Mr. Dyehouse, we need to call these parents.
You can talk, you can
Yeah, exactly.
talk to Mr. Dyehouse.
And he's hard-headed, and he goes in one ear and out the other.
Good luck talking to
always
Mr.
speak my
Dyehouse.
mind. I don't hold my, if I have an opinion, I share it.
Anybody here that is a witness, the teachers or whatever of Mr. Dyehouse's doings needs to speak up, because that will help a lot.
He needs to go.
Here's my issue.
I simply share my thoughts, okay?
Here's my issue.
Yes, ma'am.
You all want these kids to come to you if there is an issue, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so my daughter last year literally got groped by a boy. Mr. Dyehouse was aware of it. This boy never got suspended once, and I ended up having to take it to court because you all didn't want to do shit about it.
Ma'am, I have no idea what
Oh, thank you for speaking
He's
up.
still going to this school. Why?
Well, that whenever that kid.
Is that what it's gonna have to take for these parents to have to get something done?
We don't need to be notified.
You are saying that to me. I have never said that you don't need to be notified.
Then why wasn't we?
Okay?
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we're all, you know what I mean?
I do not have that authority or that ability.
We understand you don't have
Yeah,
that
I get
authority,
called
but you
basically
can-
on a daily basis, and now he's on a behavior-wise because he disrupts the class. But this isn't viable. This isn't good enough for suspension.
If they threaten to kill somebody, if they threaten to assault somebody.
Every time my daughter tells somebody something, she gets told to quit tattling. Go sit down and quit tattling.
Your boy and I have a very good relationship. And I work very
Well,
hard.
and that's what I'm saying. That's why my son shouldn't come home and feel like, you know, that he's.
It's because they slip stuff under the floor.
Our daughter
Y'all are gonna have to take it to court to go anywhere. I'm just telling you right now because they ain't gonna do shit.
This
You need to go public with that. I already have. I went to the courts, and all they did was make it mandatory that he had to stay 8 feet away from my
I don't
daughter.
know if you know my daughter, if you know who we are, but in 2019,
They couldn't
she
do
lost her
nothing. They
brother.
couldn't write up any kind of
These
contract
children
until
still
after I
throw
went
that
to
in her
court.
face. Hey, you lost your
This
brother.
happened for
Hey,
2
your
years.
brother did this, your brother did that. Well, then last year my daughter was in her own accident. I don't know if you know about that either. She got burnt. They called her ghost face for 3 weeks around here, and when she told on them,
But my point is all they don't want to do is discredit anytime the kids go to them with an issue, they discredit the people. They discredit the kids. They sweep it under the rug.
she makes up excuses that her hair, my hair hurts, so I have to go to school. She's on the dance team and she loves it. And when she's out there performing, that's the most light I see in my child. Okay?
Listen, guys, I'm sitting here talking to this young lady, and she feels like I need to give you an apology for how I handle things. And if you feel like I'm handling it incorrectly, and if I have offended you, I truly apologize. But I think a lot of
How do I file a complaint with the board?
How do you do what?
How do I file a complaint with the board?
This one with
my purpose here, which is safety.
I think that's absolutely true. We have to understand also, look, I don't like this man. I don't. I'm sorry, I have my own issues with you. But the fact is we also can't blame him for the communication because that is not his job to do that. It is absolutely his fault. It is 100% him. I truly believe he did.
I'm about to leave. I'm done with this shit.
Let me finish. The only thing I do with your kids, physically, we hug, we high five, and we fist bump. You don't ever have to worry about me paddling one of your children. Now, let me finish. If one of your children is ever physically out of control,
Absolutely.
okay? But beyond that, if there ever comes a point where there is a crime that has been committed, all right, and I have to charge one of your children, I promise you'll be the first one.
We're not getting nowhere in this meeting at all. We got the principal that's running around like you know, saying that all.
Can the principal actually come down here and finish the meeting?
Hey, whoa. You all are calling him out. He's back here talking to these people because you all won't be quiet long enough for them to ask their questions. That's the reason why he's having walked up here and talked to them. No, hush! You all don't understand. You all should have took turns, went across through there, you all sit up there and talked the whole time, and the rest of us been trying to listen. I know these people over here a while ago said shh, because they couldn't hear what this lady was trying to say about her own son. Hey, see, that's the problem. I'm talking, you want them to talk. They can't talk whenever somebody else is talking.
We can't talk because they keep on interrupting us.
But I'm just saying, you need to let everybody take their turn.
He's supposed to be a school board member.
He doesn't need to be on it because he doesn't listen to us either.
Not here, no.
Why are you here?
All I'm saying is, you need to let them speak their piece. They're trying to let you speak your piece.
But they're not. They're over talking us every time we try to talk about something.
I'd just like to make one statement. Instead of fussing over what has took place, they know they've done wrong. Why don't we offer a solution to what can be done in the future?
We are. We're talking in front of the school board right here.
So somebody's got a piece of paper to write down a list of everybody's suggestion, then maybe they can go ahead and take that into consideration and go from there.
Well, we shouldn't be having private conversations whenever we're having a big meeting right now.
All I'm saying is, he was down there next to you, he can hear you, you couldn't hear this lady back here.
He's having private conversations because we got cameras out.
Yep, been recording the whole time.
They ain't gonna be. It's gonna be the same thing until they're gone. They're gonna be held accountable for their actions.
Oh, it won't change until somebody takes them to court.
We need to get back to class.
Right, yeah, these two need to be pulled. What are we doing? Can I ask you a question?
I didn't have no concern, I was trying to get it through, say what you need to say. I know the situation you're in.
Okay, so whenever I addressed that to Dyehouse on the phone, he says that I wasn't there. You didn't say that. You said that if it was back in your day.
No, what I simply said,
that's what he told me.
I said if they were mine, okay?
But he told me that you said back in your day.
My kid got up this morning crying because he didn't want to come here because he got talked to like a dog yesterday.
Yeah.
And then he says that communication from the teacher to him was not there a while ago. So who's my kid to go to, his teacher, for if she's not going to relay the message to you or you, and you two take care of the problem? Communication is key.
Exactly. And we're gonna fix it. Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna fix it. Get ready to go.
But their actual teachers weren't here that
Y'all can
day.
keep harping on it all you want. I've already
This was
told
not the
you.
teacher's fault.
I'm sorry. I'm apologizing for lack of communication. I'm apologizing for not calling this parent when I should have. Miss Pam, I've apologized to her and her daughter for being out of line. Listen to me.
Yes.
now.
The
I'm
kids
ready
need
for
apologies.
and I'm apologizing for that, but here's what I'm gonna do going forward, now listen to me.
There's no apology for my
If we had,
Or my daughter.
Yeah, you're guilty.
if we had 5 kids, and this has happened at another school, and I'm gonna leave you with this. In some schools, you have what we call mean girl things going on, and sometimes mean boy things going on. What if you had 4 or 5, and I'm not making any accusations.
This is the same crap you said to me last year with my daughter.
Yep.
Just leaving something we can think about, and here's what I have to muddle through a lot of times and try to make a judgment call. What if 4 or 5 girls, let's say girls, are mad at one girl?
We're not playing what
And
ifs.
they want to alienate that girl, and they come up with something and they say, let's tell this and see if we can't get her in trouble.
So you
And
put all the girls
if
together.
that happens, and I punish that child without trying to get the facts, all the facts, then we've got a child that we punish. I punish myself without knowing for sure, just taking 5 girls' word or 4 girls' word for, and all they were trying to do was get this girl kicked out of school. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here, but I'm trying to tell you that's what has to go through my mind.
That's not what happened last year either.
Repeated situation, I can assure you it's
Alright, listen, from this point on, I'm gonna give you so many one calls and so many dojos that you'll be sick of me. Okay?
Not over our kids, we'll never be sick of it.
Yeah, don't leave that on your teachers. That's
Tell me again, tell me again what you said.
I said I would like to be communicated straight from
Okay,
you.
yes, ma'am.
Not through Miss Wells. Miss Wells wasn't even here last
I
week.
can do that.
Neither was Miss
She
Boggs.
was as blindsided yesterday morning as anybody
Yes,
else.
ma'am, she was.
And you should have sent out that message,
You're right.
not her.
I'm not arguing with you.
She's taking all the back.
I'll take care of it. I'll take
Hey,
care of it.
folks, there's one other thing I wanna add, because you guys keep talking about how we talk to them. I guarantee you that we both, I was here, I heard it, okay?
So did our kids.
Let me finish, ma'am. We apologize to the children and let them know specifically that the only reason that we had all the men here is so that they would take the initiative to tell us if something like that happened. Let me finish, ma'am. We're not talking about Mason, we're talking about what happened there. I understand, but right now I'm talking about an individual incident, okay? We're talking about the meeting that happened with the kids. We told the kids that we apologized for the ones that didn't need to be in there. And the only reason that they were in there was so that if there was a problem, that they would know what they needed to report and who they needed to report it to.
Okay, because they've done that.
Huh?
They have done that, that's why.
They did report it,
And they've been scared now, they don't wanna report anything.
What we were trying.
Or it gets swept under the rug.
To do is improve the future.
Everything I need to communicate with you all, I'm gonna do it from here on out. Checking backpacks.
There don't need to be a here all day, you need to be gone.
Okay? Any kid that needs to be removed from this building, I will remove them immediately.
Then remove the one that done that to my daughter last year. That would be a start.
Jimmy.
But how many chances do you get?
I understand. I've used communication throughout my career, okay? I understand it very well.
Just because he's your boss doesn't mean you can't stand up and speak.
That lady over there's got her hand up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's over here? Let's talk to this lady right here real quick, then we're gonna shut down, okay?
I have a question. So you guys say that you're checking backpacks.
I can check backpacks anytime just because I'm principal. That's just a thing.
I can't.
I know, and I'm glad that you guys
He
check
doesn't.
backpacks.
He cannot do
I
that.
can, I have to have proper cause to check backpack. My policy, you can't.
If you're not checking backpacks when they're coming in,
Mhm.
or, checking the kids, they can easily, if they're threatening a gun,
Yes.
which is what we have
Sure.
all heard.
Yep.
If they're threatening a gun, you can go check their backpack, but what if they have it in their pants or something?
I don't just check backpacks. I pat that.
Okay.
I'm allowed to pat.
But I think.
If it's a
checking
female,
when
if
they
it's a
come
female
in-
as principal, I have to have a female, teacher in there with me.
But the child racial threat cannot happen for the rest of the year, or no?
And I can kill some other claw. Got the one check, but I'm not gonna check for hammers, and I'm not gonna check for pencils, you all know that.
So
But
Jimmy,
yes,
what's
I
putting
am-
all the kids in separate classes, girls in one, and what's that doing? Why are, I mean,
It gives me a chance to allow my girls, it's two reasons. Behavior wise, because my boys have been my behavior issue so far this year. So I've got them hemmed up, is the word I'm gonna use. I got them hemmed up in that one room, and I did this at another school I was at, over Lincoln County. I did this one time, so it's not something I just thought of. Worked real well there. Academically, it's a big deal because I got 5th grade boys that sometimes they don't like to read out loud in front of girls. It allows them to flourish as boys in a classroom by themselves. My girls are able to learn and be girls and not have to worry about boys going after them and all vice versa.
That's
That's the
discrimination.
only reason. It's not discrimination, it's just.
is this gonna be all year that you're gonna do this?
I understand. I'm good.
I mean, you're in with other kids that got threatened, the kids that actually made the threat, that should have been punished.
They were doing it anyway.
You know what I mean?
I gotta get all boys together.
Boone wasn't in his homeroom.
You know what I'm saying?
May I ask a question?
Yes, ma'am.
If one boy, or say there's a couple boys that are the problem, are all.
No ma'am, no ma'am.
They're all being put with the problem.
They'll all be in that room, but they're not being punished for
Like,
that.
Corbin was accused of cussing. I will admit, my child was called cussing. You can ask him what his mother did. He got gone this year, his mom in his house.
Yes, ma'am.
So, if that is going on in school, I would wanna be notified.
I will
That way
definitely call
I can
you on
take
that.
matters
I will
in my
definitely,
own hands
yeah.
as well.
And I'll do my discipline for him, and then I'll say, Mom, I need some help at home.
I
That's
mean,
what
I
need to do.
gladly went to the school. Corbin is not my problem child. My youngest, she will give you a run for your money. So Corbin is not one who is a child that wants to get in trouble. So that's what concerns me as a mother.
I never
All
do.
the boys being isolated together.
That's called corporate punishment, corporate, not corporal. That's called corporate punishment. All right, everybody loses recess today because little Johnny's over here cussing. I would never do that to your kids.
Well,
That makes no sense.
they come home and tell us that
Okay.
they all lost recess for something one kid did all the
That's
time.
a classroom thing. I don't deal
That's
with that.
stupid.
I deal with discipline that gets to me on the right of it. That's a referral.
Is there some sort of solution to put this child on ISD, in school attention to separate them from?
You have
You have ISS.
I got it for shoving a kid.
Well, some didn't do it because
You didn't say it,
there's
right, so he
concerns
don't have it.
obviously
It's either out
that
of
the boys
school,
are now in
it's
class.
either out of school suspension or Tennessee.
I don't know what it is.
That's all the two choices.
So the teachers, so.
Well, he
It's
knew, he knew
ISS 'cause
exactly
Holly
what
got it
they
for
were
shoving a
talking
kid.
about.
In school detention.
Same thing.
My department.
Ours was in-school suspension.
Well, it's still.
Chris used no credit in school.
Hey, listen, guys, I want you to understand something.
Chris don't know what that is.
If you all think that I'm not effective, if you can get 51% of the parents to say that I'm not effective, I'll go on that. Okay?
Well, he needs to go home tomorrow because he's
Yeah,
not
I
effective.
simply said, if you don't have confidence in me, talk to your parents, and if the majority of the parents don't think I'm doing my
Miss
job.
Bob, listen up.
The issue we had with you was the parent.
Here's my two teachers back, and we're not gonna do that again.
I'm talking to him.
We're not gonna do that
I'm
again.
talking to him.
I'm giving you our word.
You're the
Anything
problem.
about
He's
it, I
not.
won't be mentioned. Miss Boggs, Miss Wells, I wanna ask you all a question. This is the kind of man I am, you all know this. I ain't afraid to say when I'm wrong. Would you all prefer, in your professional opinion, would you prefer to leave the kids unsegregated and put the homeroom back just like they were yesterday? Or, and be honest, that's what we all want, we wanna hear.
We got
what
your
you
back,
all-
girls, be
If
honest.
you don't think it'll help, for goodness sakes, I'll change it right now on the spot in front of all these folks.
I had the boys for an hour this morning.
All right.
You know, that's the group that we're in with.
That's how you started today.
First hour, it's all, how many boys are, 22? They were wonderful. I
22
didn't have-
boys.
Huh?
22 boys, what you got?
They were wonderful. They didn't, like, I didn't have to get on to them about turn around, be quiet, sit down. They did what they were supposed to. We did have a lot of chatter. Well, why do we have to be this way? Why? And I shut it down. I said, we're not talking about this. We're in here to learn.
So was their behavior different today than it has been in the past?
Well, they can't tell the truth, their jobs are on the line.
They're not gonna tell you for me, I promise you.
Oh, yeah, they will, because you talk bad to everybody.
I had the girls, and the only complaint I had was, I don't like this because now I have competition and I'm not the only one answering questions.
They don't like it because a lot of their friends are boys and a lot of their friends are girls. And now, what if they only have one friend that was a boy? Now they ain't got no friends in that class. Where they only have one friend that's a girl.
Together at recess.
Neither one. It's stupid.
They still go out and recess together. No segregation.
So what
was the point of separating them if they're still together at recess and lunch? Let them be together in the classrooms too then.
Because it could happen in the classroom or lunch or recess.
You can't say nothing because he threatens them. Imagine how he talks to these kids. Imagine how he talks to them teachers. I know how he talks to my grown husband on the phone last night. I've got it recorded.
What if what the deal, or you know, what if?
Well, you was what if a while ago about other
The
schools.
only thing that's going to go to this school is for him to go. I thought he was retired. It's going to be a long ass year until he does.
He needs to retire now.
That's what I was getting ready to say, remember, a lot of times the aides are out there too. It just depends.
And on the playground.
On the playground. If, I got a system.
He's got too much power and it's went to his head. No principal should be a superintendent at the same time.
I didn't have a principal. I had two principals, a principal and a
Everybody
second
had
superintendent.
separate.
Spit out.
Well, it's a whole.
Get me flustered over here.
You know, the fact that, you know, Max has to spend it for 2 days off the bus for stepping up on that's more than I suspended once. Level.
Sounds like we need a new board and we need an organization. Figure out how to run. Let's go run for it.
He said at the first of the year that he was retiring. And if we didn't like it,
That's what does he have a student here? Is he on the board? If he doesn't, he's the one that you don't need to be.
that's exactly what he told us when we was doing a little prayer underneath the.
If he's on the board, he doesn't get his copy.
I don't know if you were here or not. Huh?
I said, you still didn't apologize for going to
No, you won't get it either.
He won't get it.
Because the reason why he didn't apologize is because he knows he's guilty.
Your own granddaughter makes excuses. She can't come to school. She can't come to school with her hair.
I don't know. If he stays here, I'm going around.
Yep. Oh, I saw it. I've been sharing it.
Brand new, that was the problem.
Oh, I've been sharing that too.
My number.
Talk about him on Facebook with my
No,
family.
this is here, this is true, there was maybe.
She went under my post.
Her daughter was one of them, that
We
it just
need to get on there.
I had down there
There was like maybe 4 or 5.
read her post.
Like you
Read all
said,
her
the
posts.
man,
got up there and
get
shot.
on there, make a post of all like the complaints and everybody can say it. So that way everybody can put them complaints in position, that way everybody can.
In the newspaper, it says, if you have an incident that goes on any of these listed links to, you gotta send me a statement and put the money in. I don't know, I'm about to.
Jason physically, she is.
We need to get some people to write some complaints down there. We can all write down some of the same things. Yeah. That's what she's talking about.
We tried to, we tried them and everything.
That's what he kept us. He closed his slam the desk.
So now for me, with the ones that have already been there, it's more about getting in their mind, getting them in the zone as far as practices coming up, reiterating over and over again, keep your grades up, so that you see, that's my big.
Yeah, this man was just nothing's gonna be done by it anyways. Oh, he will.
Hey, you guys got anything else for me?
Yeah, you need to apologize to our kids. Let me up,
I
baby.
will.
Yes, they will be.
If he stays here, mine's going to be in school.
That's fucking school.